Alrighty everyone, welcome back. Now before we get to the main subject today, Empress Pugpatine is in the building. For those of you that don't know, this is my dog, and she's just about 4 years old now. A lot of people like to call her Empress Pugpatine on Twitter, but there you have it. I just wanted to add you guys a little slice of positivity for today, before we head into what's going on with Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future Star Wars updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into exactly what's going on with Spielberg. Now, you guys may have not heard about the story, but Spielberg did snub Kathleen Kennedy just 2 nights ago during the Indy 5 world premiere in Hollywood, where basically he was saying these people are responsible for making Indiana Jones so successful. He mentioned Harrison Ford, George Lucas, Kathleen Kennedy clapped to both of them, and then when he finally mentions John Williams, she stopped clapping, because she expected herself and Frank Marshall, the producers, to be actually named for the success of the Indiana Jones universe, or the franchise. Now let's get into exactly what's going on here, because Spielberg had the opportunity to share his thoughts on the Indy 5, The Dial of Destiny's ending, compared to all 4 other films, and let me just say, it's not looking good. In fact, it's looking horrible for Kathleen Kennedy right now, and things are not looking up for Indiana Jones 5. All of the leaks are confirmed true. Things are not really going in Lucasfilm's favor, to say the least, and they're about to lose potentially hundreds of millions of dollars if they're looking at this route. So let's go into it, alright? So, with Steven Spielberg now promoting Indy 5 endlessly and recently snubbing Kathleen Kennedy on stage during the Indy 5 world premiere in Hollywood, Spielberg recently went on to heavily criticize the ending of Indy 5. Now, he stated the following to fans: "Let me just say first that nothing will ever touch the ending of The Last Crusade. Nothing. But looking at how we end things here with Dial of Destiny, overlooking this film, while Mangold was creating it, I couldn't help but think to myself that there needed to be so much more work done to this ending. It just didn't quite feel right. It doesn't have that lightning in the bottle again, like how Ford described and believed with the last 3 movie endings. What we did with 4, we realized we needed to have better work, and I just am getting similar feelings with this ending compared to Crystal Skull. Given that this is a 5th film, it was obvious the drive just wasn't the same for the creators compared to us with the first 3. How we end things here was something I didn't fully endorse in the beginning, and we tried to get Mangold to make some tweaks, but Kathy wanted her vision to come true, and we just had to respect that." Now let me pause here quick. Now, we know that the Indy 5 ending is not going to fully honor Indiana Jones 100%. It's going to be one of those ambiguous type of endings that has a lot to do with Helena and Indiana Jones, and it's really not going to shine the light fully on Dr. Jones himself, whereas it should. Now, we've heard a lot of people having issues with this movie, especially the critics coming out of Cannes Film Festival, saying that the magic is gone, that the thrill is non-existent, that it's really unbelievable and unrealistic for an 80-year-old man playing Indiana Jones and jumping from car to car and doing all these different stunts, even though, of course, out universe-wise, they probably had stunt doubles, let's be honest here, but in universe-wise, Indiana Jones is doing this. He's doing all these stunts. So, what's the problem here? Well, the problem is that Spielberg is saying that this ending for Indy 5 is similar to that of the Crystal Skull, and we know how many fans thought the Crystal Skull ending was really flat or went sideways in comparison to the first 3, and I've stated this multiple times, guys. The Last Crusade and its ending was superior. I believe it's the best out of all 3, that's just my opinion, and let's also note that much like Star Wars by George Lucas wanted the last of the Indiana trilogy to be a father and son story, much like Return of the Jedi. That really is basically Lucas's outlook. And so, there were a lot of things going into this film that Spielberg didn't agree with, that George did not agree with, but generally speaking, during the marketing and the promotional work, Spielberg has been raving about this movie. It just seems that he has a very big problem with the ending, so let's be very clear about that. He seems to love this movie, but not so much the ending. So, I just want to make that very openly clear, in case you guys get confused. So, moving on. This ending is the most different of the previous 4, he says. I would say it somewhat breaks tradition even, and that may be something that fans will be on the fence about and come out feeling differently after they see the movie. This isn't just a send-off for Indy, but it's an end to some of the new characters, which I think got the way for a proper send-off. But anything past this, I will say no further. I wish the best to Kathy, Frank, and James for this film, and give them the best of luck. I know they are already discussing a Dial of Destiny sequel right now, so we will have to see where that leads and how that will unravel, be it a movie or a TV show. And again, guys, if you know me, I highly doubt we're getting an Indy 5 sequel. Let's be real here, let alone a movie. If anything, maybe it'll be in the form of a TV show, but I highly doubt we're even going to get that. I don't see an Indy 5 sequel coming to light based on what's been going on with the leaks right now for Indy 5, based on what's going on with the overall structure of the marketing of Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny, of how they cut back by 80% of their initial marketing plan. So they're not getting full engagement or traction for the promotional work of Indiana Jones, and that's just terrible. I know a lot of you guys out there have been chiming in to me in the comments saying that you guys never see ads on TV or on the internet, and even if you do, it's very minimal. You know, if you think about a thing like Star Wars or Super Mario Brothers or Marvel, you see ads left and right, but you're not seeing anything here with Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. Let's be honest, even myself here, I've seen minimal ads. And yeah, sure, I'm not a big TV watcher, I'll be honest about that. I'm not big into TV, but I have seen little to nothing at the times that I have tuned in, even on the internet. So that's on Lucasfilm, that's all on Kathleen Kennedy. She called the shots on dialing back, no pun intended, on really kind of just doubling down on saving as much money as they can by not promoting this thing, because they were never confident in the story, nor were they ever confident in the over-budgeting of this thing. And that was the biggest mistake too, is that there were some reshoots that they did here and there. You know, when Ford got his shoulder injury, they tweaked the story around, so James Mangold had to do things differently. And to make it all worse, Phoebe Waller-Bridge was actually allowed to take part in some of the storyline because she's a screenwriter and creator, and Mangold accepted that. Now, get it, she didn't really write anything in the script, but she did tell Mangold, let's do this or that. Let's, do this with this scene or that with that sequence. She kind of like begged Mangold to do certain sequences in this movie that got approved. So Spielberg, it's kind of an interesting thing that he's criticizing the ending, but he also raves about this movie. So let's just be clear about that, like I said before. Anyways, I think it's going to be an interesting ride the next, 14, 13 days, depending on if you're seeing this on the 29th or the 30th. To see exactly what fans are going to think about this coming out, or just regular common moviegoers. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
From night to moon, we hear them moans again.